Hey everybody, and welcome to part 4 of 6 of the main story in Alan Wake, not counting the DLCs. So because of the music-heavy nature of this episode in particular, the VODs on Twitch for this part are unfortunately going to have to be scrubbed, and the edited version here on YouTube is the one that's going to remain. There is about a 3.5-minute section later on in this video, which is probably the climax of the game and is super, super cool that unfortunately we can't play the audio for in full because, hey, it's licensed music by a really good band. So, unfortunately, that part is going to be narrated over. At the end of the video, however, there will be a section that also details just kind of one of the audio Easter eggs that we don't necessarily have the ability to go into when we're doing the live stream, as well as appropriate credits for the source there. So, without further ado, please enjoy. I remember really liking
Alan Wake. I'm hunted by the law.
Sheriff, Wake's running. I'm giving chase.
Are you seriously telling me that writer just took out my deputies?
A thriller I supposedly wrote is coming true. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I was told that Alice had been kidnapped, but that was a lie.
We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is.
Her purported kidnapper was eaten up by the dark presence before it attacked me.
Okay. So, I hope you're ready.
Baby.
I hope you're ready for what is easily the most complicated chapter both to play and to stream in this entire game.
I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period.
What?
Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient.
Anybody who wears one of those sweaters is a serious problem.
The shock of your wife's death triggered a mental illness.
No, you lied.
You're suffering from various symptoms of undifferentiated schizophrenia.
Bastard.
It's okay, Alan. Just let go.
I felt groggy. Whatever Hartman had bumped in me was making me numb. I felt like this was happening to someone else. Someone I was watching on television. I couldn't think. Couldn't focus.
Now you see, this is what I call an immersive stream environment.
There were only empty sheets of paper here. No manuscript pages.
Of course not. Oh, whoa.
The door was locked.
What is going
I was a
on here with the
prisoner
mouse?
I don't know, you tell me.
It seems very
Good
fast.
evening, Alan. Are we feeling better now? Feeling calm?
Feeling stressed out,
Yeah.
Doc.
I see you brought your pet gorilla with you. So sure, I'm calm. I get the message, loud and clear.
Quite right. That's the spirit. You're being very brave, Alan. I understand you're confused. I would be more concerned if you weren't suspicious of me. I don't blame you for it.
Big of you.
Now, why don't you come with me? We'll reacquaint you with my clinic and go over everything you might have forgotten.
I like that he
Little walk
keeps the
in some
bandage as a
fresh air?
permanent reminder of our
Yes,
meeting.
Will do you good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
This corridor is for patients.
You see that?
Most of them aren't here right now. Jack took them
yep.
out for a fishing trip, except for the ones who are particularly
Listen, Hartman.
vulnerable, of course.
Hartman, I'm gonna need you to stop, because we need to point out a couple things here. We have an Xbox 360 boxed copy of Night Springs, the video game,
Fucking A.
an Xbox 360 console itself with HDD attached, and we have a poster for Death Rally, which was Remedy's first ever game that they put out. And, oh boy, I think I want to say this is like a write-up for a potential map for Alan Wake. Like this is like one of their board like GDD era sketches for what a thing would have been. And of course, a Night Springs the video game poster.
And some candy, I think.
Yeah, Good snacks. Raspberry and a lime? I guess a lemon lime? And this big, dumb, punchable face.
I encourage creativity as a part of the recovery process here at Cauldron Lake Lodge. I specialize in treating artists.
I
Well,
bet you
that's
do.
us.
Splendid, Alan. I honestly believe we can get this thing under control if we work together. This way, Alan.
Oh boy, I really hope that I remember all of them, because this level has by far the most, like, Easter eggs in, like, every... Specifically, this lodge here has, like, a ton of them.
Now,
I really
Alan,
hope I
from
remember all
past
the rest.
experience with you, I know I need to get right into the heart of the matter as quickly as I can after an episode. So I'm just going to say this. Alice is dead.
Bullshit.
No.
You're in a very vulnerable
No.
state until you understand and accept this.
I'm
Alice
willing to
drowned.
accept that most of the town
you
is
can
dead, but
face
not
that.
Alice.
You're suffering from hallucinations, paranoid delusions, unusual thinking, an obsession about light and darkness, a feeling that everything revolves around you, your thoughts and dreams.
A
Your
desire
mind
to
has
become
constructed
famous
an
by
elaborate
followers,
fantasy
primes,
scenario
and top
in which
viewers
your
at
writings are affecting
bigfollows.com.
reality. She has been kidnapped, and
Thanks,
supernatural
chatbot.
forces of darkness are trying to stop you.
Appreciate it. Well, hold on. I remember there being something in here.
We go this way, Alan.
I wasn't ready for another shot.
No,
so
not
I
until
went
later.
along with it. He had to be lying.
Not
but
until
under the
later.
influence of the drug he had given me, I had to fight not to believe his words.
It's all in your head. You've been making it up. Apart from the tragic accident with your wife, no one has been killed. Your delusions are just a manifestation of your subconscious mind trying to protect you from the too painful truth. Unless we
Where's
fight
Carl
the
Stuckey then?
fantasy, it will return. I know the instinct
Carl
is to
Stuckey
resist me,
is-
but think about it. Doesn't this make
He's
far more
Nordic
sense than
walking
the
in
insane
the
supernatural
campgrounds in the sky.
conspiracy you have concocted in your mind? You're a skeptic by nature, Alan. We both
I'm over
know
here.
this. Everything can be explained.
What are you looking at?
logically.
God, Emil Hartman is just the most scum ever. For whatever reason, this guy has stuck in my memory as part of this game. Like, way more than other details, is just, he is the worst. God, this place is gorgeous.
Yep.
Never
Look at that
get
big old
tired
mountain.
of this view.
See that
Very
mountain?
inspiring,
You
isn't
can't
it?
go there.
Cauldron Lake spread below us. I could see Mirror Peak on the other side of the lake. I thought I could make out the spot where Diver's Isle had been when I arrived with Alice. Now there was nothing but waves.
It seems there's a storm coming. Funny, I don't recall there being a mention of that in the weather forecast.
Bit on the nose,
Well,
don't you think?
No matter. This way. Follow me.
Get it?
Little bit.
On the nose?
Alan, what
Like
I'm
your
I
nose
get
is
it.
broken?
news.
Like I
Right
punched
now
it?
we're in control. Every time you have a relapse, it gets more and more difficult to resurface from the dark depths of your imagination. Not surprising, considering your profession.
We're walking into a Skyrim
Imagination
map.
is what you work with. After all your
When you approach
nightmares,
this map
should
backwards.
come as an immense relief to you. If it doesn't, why is that? Because I'm lying? Or because you don't want to admit that you're not well? It's
My
very
God.
natural for you to think of me as your enemy. It's part of the illness.
I let him talk.
After all,
Hartman
I'm the one
obviously
trying
loved
to
his own
bring you
voice.
out of the
His
world
words
you've
echoed
constructed for
madly
yourself.
inside my head.
But I can't
I dug my
do it
nails
by
into the
myself.
palms of my hands to stay
You need
focused.
to work with me. Once you accept that, we can begin the journey towards your recovery.
He's like a Seth MacFarlane, only a therapist.
Come along. Let's go.
You like that, huh?
Here's the entrance to the office wing. That's for staff only. You were impressed by my trophies when you first arrived here. I do love to hunt. The great outdoors.
Ooh, what a
man
fucking
versus
scumbag.
Nature.
Right.
It's wonderful stuff.
Pretty damn wonderful, yeah.
If you couldn't tell already that he was a terrible person, he's also like a taxidermist.
Scary.
Look at that man's neck.
Which one? The neck or the neck on top of the neck?
I'm a real bad
Yes.
dream, mister. You should be afraid of me. Don't want to run into me in the night, that's for sure.
Please, Emerson. Mr. Wake is confused enough as it
Oh,
is.
this guy's great.
Yeah, you'd like me to go away so you won't be scared. But you can't just decide what kind of dream you have or when you have it.
Emerson,
Okay. Sorry. Boo.
that's Emerson. We're actually making some progress with him, I'm happy to say. He works on
Look at him.
video
Elbow strike.
games.
We should take him with us.
Trash, of course, but it does involve
Get him
some
to the head.
small creative effort, which makes him receptive to my therapeutic methods.
No kidding.
And of course Hartman hates video games.
Right now, I'm kind of between Hartman hating video games and video game developer puts scene in video game wherein they say video games are trash.
It's pretty good. But also,
I'm always appreciative of that.
like, of course, Hartman of all people would hate video games because not only is it useless mind trash for idiots to stream on the internet, but also his whole MO is like taking individual artists and like gaslighting them, right? So of
Right.
course video games wouldn't work because it's a collaborative medium. It's not like being a writer. Also, we have another QR code. I could be wrong, but I believe that the QR code in here was originally a Microsoft like equivalent. What was it called? It was like a it was something else. It was like a Microsoft specific branded version of like a colorful QR code. And if you scanned
Which, surprise, surprise, those went away.
yeah, they did. In like 2015, if I recall.
Hartman had mentioned that the power had been acting up. Maybe that was the reason for the generator and the work light on the balcony. The generator hadn't been activated, and there was no key.
And so if you were to scan that one, and I'll add this to the end of this video, but if you were to scan that one, it would bring you to a phone number that you could call. And if you call the phone number in real life, it brings you to Emil Hartman's answering machine, where he's basically like, oh, if you're an artist, blah, 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 come to me and, you know, leave your name and contact information. And it gets all messed up and screwy the more you listen to it. Hey, buddy.
How long is it going to take for that to redirect to a sex
hello.
hotline?
I've painted you.
I mean, depending
I
on
was
who
just
you
struck
are,
by inspiration a
maybe it
couple of days
already
ago.
is. I don't know
Dr.
your
Hartman
kinks.
wanted me to paint landscapes, and that's what I was doing. But now I've been doing these things, a lot of them. The images just keep coming. Dr. Hartman
Hey, it's
likes
Odin and
them.
Tor.
He has them in his office.
Yeah?
He's very proud of me. He says I'm getting much better. I think
I mean,
I'm
hey, man,
getting
that's better than I can do.
Mm-hmm.
And I've tried. What?
Well, I guess I'd better start wrapping
Wow,
this up.
that
The storm is almost here. Look at that.
that
I'd hate to
sensitivity
be
is
out there
harsh.
tonight.
I don't remember it being quite this harsh the last time we played, but that's okay. Hey, Gorilla Man.
Now, you might have noticed the typewriter in your room. You've been writing as a part of the therapy. As soon as you feel up to it, you should continue.
My rheumatism's killing me. There's a storm coming. Oh, what a storm.
I hope it wipes this place off the face of the earth.
And these two are the Anderson brothers, Odin and Tor. They had a... Now, should I put this?
Oh, Odin and
A
Tor are
heavy
the
metal
best.
band in the 70s and 80s called Old Gods of Asgard. They even adopted new first names to complete the image of Viking gods. After the band broke up, they lived on a farm nearby. They are, well, in advanced stages of dementia. They're well cared for, TLC and all that. There's nothing more that can be done. I'm afraid that the rock and roll lifestyle has left its mark.
Oh, shut up, Hartman. They're great.
Oh, that won't do.
And of course, they've
I'm
got a
so
Night
sorry
Springs
to cut
video
this
or
short
board
for
game.
Now, Alan, the power has been acting up. I'd better go check on it. We'll continue this soon.
Meanwhile, when you feel up to it, return to your room and try to write. It really is for the best. Don't you think?
Who does that? Who
like
puts
to
the
bash
one
his
hand
head
behind
with
their
a
back like that?
Oh, he'd love to fish out our secrets, but he has no clue. He's not crazy enough. Not crazy like us, Sonny. Yeah! Being crazy's a requirement, Sonny. Who else could understand the world when it's like this? It takes crazy to know crazy.
That's the sanest thing I've heard in a while.
Damn straight.
Say, you're all right, Tom. Hey, we like him, don't we, bro? He's got to go to the farm.
Oh no, not the farm.
If anybody ever tells you that you need to go to the farm, get out of there.
Forget a crash course.
Especially if they want to take you to the farm so they can play copyrighted music at you. Can't have that.
Especially if that copyrighted music is fucking awesome.
At least we get to listen to it.
That's the thing, right? I thought about doing this a couple of different ways, and what I ultimately came to was the idea that if anybody's going to listen to it, it might as well be us.
The Andersons made more sense.
Yeah, I'll there will be a disclaimer at the start of this video explaining kind of what the deal is, so we won't have to go into it right here, because there's enough stuff between the Easter eggs and between like the QR code stuff and between the music. There is more than enough to need like a sort of an appendix, you know, to this video.
You can get to your room by those stairs.
And we'll talk about the music more in depth there. But as far as the video goes, we're just gonna listen to it and enjoy it, because that's kind of the point.
I'm not myself. It's hard to think that there's a shadow inside my head. I can
Fucking
only focus on
DMCA.
writing. Everything else is a blur. I'm trapped in this cabin. Have been for days, but it's always dark outside. My editor is real. I saw her again. She's not human. It's not human. A dark presence is wearing the old woman's face. She was covered in clinging shadows. There's a hole in her chest where her heart should be.
And a hole in the pocket where the money must go.
I think I've made a horrible mistake. I don't think I'm any closer to saving Alice. It's been lying to me, using me to get the story it wants, and the story will come true.
Damn. So yeah, this is a relatively short chapter, and the only reason why the playtime is as long as it is because it's got so many scripted sequences. Which is fine, because they're all great.
The page in front of me hurt my eyes. My hands began to shake uncontrollably.
My coat began to clip through the table. Oh man, it's popping off out there.
Hey, Wake, you stay here. I'm gonna go see what's up. You just keep doing what you're doing. Be cool, okay?
I didn't know what the chaos was all about.
And already.
My only chance of getting out.
Come on, Odin and Tor, are you trying to get us claimed? Don't you understand? They're gonna get the they're gonna copy the melody and come after us.
Not so weak now, are we?
Sinclair looked bad. That wasn't a love tap.
Oh my god.
Clark hit her hard. If she was one of Hartman's goons, she had it coming. I could get the key to the office room from Sinclair. I had to get to Hartman's office. He had taken all my manuscripts. That's where he could keep me.
Store. I'm taking it. We're on a comeback tour, baby.
Oh, they are the fucking best.
They're just a couple of crazy old dudes.
But how crazy are they really?
Yes.
Oh look, we got some more paintings in here too. A couple more things to look at.
Said they were recordings Hartman had made of the sessions with his patients. I saw Alice's
I
name
like
on
that.
them. For a moment, I couldn't breathe right.
Oh, I like that one, the wolf. That's a good one.
These are great. Look at this Taken concept art. And of course,
Hartman wasn't happy. Mott could see it in his eyes. He quickly lowered his own. He had made a mess of it, and he knew it. The shame of failure was hard to bear. He hadn't expected Wake to say he needed more time, and he blurted out 2 days, less than Wake had asked for, to show him who was in charge. But that wasn't part of Hartman's plan.
So not only is Hartman a piece of garbage, but he hired Mott? Another piece of garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Extra good. Look at this Spriggan. Excellent.
It's pretty good.
All right, art for art's sake. And we got more, of course.
If you're one of those nurses, I'll double what he's paying you, okay? Do you have any idea how much I make as an agent of a best-selling writer? A lot. Is a personal check?
Barry?
Barry? Barry?
About time. Barry.
Barry, what is this bullshit?
Glad to see you. We need to get to Hartman's office.
You know I wanted to
It's
take
right
this.
next door.
You okay?
Yeah. I mean, no. The cops found me at Rose's trailer, but they didn't hassle me too much. I'm obviously a victim in this, and I demanded to be treated as such. Or else I'd sue their asses.
So good.
Speaking of asses, that Fed gave me a real hard time, but I had no clue where you were. That guy's crazy, Al. But he let me go, and then I get a call from Hartman, that son of a bitch.
I love that he just takes the fucking thing with
These
him.
were all the pages I had already. And more.
Alan, please. You're sliding back into the...
Tell me one more lie and I'll shoot you in the face.
It'll go nicely with that thing on your nose.
Worth a shot. Really, Wake, come on. Let's work together on this. You have no idea...
Hartman, shut up! Barry, get out of here. I'll catch up with you. Get a car.
Oh, Al, let's just...
Go!
Wake, listen to me. This is a mistake. Don't you see? Together we can create something absolutely wonderful. With your ability and mine.
Hartman, you read the pages. What did you think was going on? Even the whitest cardigan won't... The grin. Even the whitest cardigan can't save you from the dark presence.
Presence would be on me in a moment. I had to find a way out.
Ooh boy. Oh man, no.
Okay, go fast.
I'm trying to go fast. Come on, mash. There we go. Oh god. Poltergeist clinic. No, no. Oh shit. Oh no.
I needed light
it's all
to get
falling
the
apart.
Bookshelves out of my way.
Well, luckily, we know exactly how to solve this. Hey, Bear. Came across that generator earlier.
There it is.
And we have the keys.
No! No!
There we go. It's like a big mystical disco ball. It's like our own private little fireworks show.
Don't you love shit like that?
I really do. The thing I like about Alan Wake also is like when the game decides to drop the when the act is no longer being held up and things go crazy, it goes proper nuts. Give me that. Hey, Bear. Wow. Guess we have to use it now. Alright, what's next? What's next in this gauntlet? Gotta read? Damn it.
Hartman knew he was no creator.
My biggest
He had no
weakness.
ambitions on that front. And he certainly didn't want to end up like every artist he had worked with here, damaged in ways that were hard to describe, or worse. It was enough for Hartman to maintain creative control and provide direction, to be a producer. That was what most of these people were in need of anyway. Of course, suitable subjects were few and far in between.
He's not even creative enough to come up with his own stuff. He's got to be managerial.
Speaking of the shoe dropping, there it is.
The shoe has now fallen. The shoe has fallen into Cauldron Lake. Uh-oh. Unfortunately, shooting that thing won't do us any good, huh?
You gotta hide in the alcove, I think.
Yeah. We gotta wait for it to break down the door and then hide from it. Face me, O foul shroud of Udun! Oh no, we're stuck on the geometry. There we go.
That was our greatest foe of all.
Little bit. And, oh, right, of course. Come on. Whoop! Oh no, we're stuck in the corner. That's me in the corner. Come on. Oh, god damn it.
You dodged into it.
I know. Well, we got the door open.
No, you didn't even.
No, shut up. It was fine. It was perfect. Come on. Let's go. Face me. Face me, the writer. There we go. There's just the barest little bit of wind-up.
You have to use your rider dodge. It's gonna hit the wall. Don't bother dodging.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is, the dodge... I'm trying to do it in this scenario, but I don't think it's actually working properly.
You might be doing it too late.
Or too soon?
Yeah, too early.
Oof. Now see, this is usually why I try to play these sections ahead of time, because of this. Okay. There we go. See? Perfect. Welcome back to Alan Wake 100% speed run. No damage. All manuscripts.
All manuscripts, all the time.
Made by manuscripts, for manuscripts.
Where are you going? I found the car, but the gate's locked. You're gonna have to go through the hedge maze over there.
Oh.
Barry, I don't have a light.
Take this, Al.
Give me the flashlight, Barry, please.
Oh, God! Look at the house, Al! Look out!
Yeah, shit.
I'm sorry, say that again, you're breaking up a little bit. God, it's such a nightmare factory. Anything else? Are we good? I think we're good. Ooh, more lithium batteries.
Those count for double.
They do. Very nice.
Oh, geez, Al! The house looks bad!
The house does look bad, Barry. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and say that most things in this scenario are starting to look pretty bad.
It's not ideal.
So you know what game I like? Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, Resident Evil 4 has a hedge maze in it, or at least some kind of maze.
Oh, it totally has a straight-up hedge maze.
Yeah, I remember now.
The dogs attack you, remember?
Yeah.
I feel like hedge mazes are one of those things that don't show up too often in games anymore, and I'm always happy when they do. Take care of that. What's the thing about mazes that you always turn right and you're supposed to be able to find your way out eventually that way?
I stared at the Viking paraphernalia that littered the area.
I don't know. Maybe.
Centerpiece. A full
Don't take advice from us.
With an impressive sound system with all the trimmings.
If you happen to be stuck in a hedge maze and you, for some reason, think that it's a good idea to start watching EndsvilleArcade on Twitch, don't.
It felt strangely.
Maybe consider other options. My first piece of advice is to set the surrounding maze on fire. And my second advice is to not take my first piece of advice, because that'll definitely get you killed. But hey, if you're gonna die, you might as well take that blasted hedge maze with you.
Also, if it's, like, alive and well-maintained, it probably won't burn.
Maybe not. Depends on the dryness, right?
Yeah, and if it's a, like, healthy, well-maintained hedge maze, it won't be very dry.
There we are. Anybody else? They're coming to get you, Alan. Nothing back here. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that the patients are starting to be taken. That's really unfortunate.
That kind of sounds like an orderly.
That I would be okay with. Well, I imagine they would probably both start to be taken, right?
Yeah. See, that's totally an orderly.
That's an orderly. Take 2 of these and then don't call me in the morning, alright? I got better things to do.
Take 2 of these and then get taken.
Alright, Doughboy. Oh, jeez. I didn't expect the birds. Come on. Damn, he took quite a few. And so am I. There we are.
There you go.
That's a pretty decent trap. I didn't expect those to be there at all.
Really? Because I'm pretty sure he was, like, letting them out of his body. There was clear indication.
There may have been clear indication, but you forget. You forget who you're dealing with. You expect me, of all people, to start paying attention? You, sir, are in the wrong place.
I expect you, of all people, to know this game front and back.
Not this chapter, because you know why? The only thing I remember about this chapter is how it starts and how it ends. Because the ending to this chapter is just that good. It's also like the most Remedy thing that's ever been in a Remedy game. Now I'll tell you what this reminds me of. This reminds me of a similar section in Lego Harry Potter, where you walk through a garden and you have to, like, grab sections of potions to brew it so that you can bust down a door. And it takes forever because everything is hidden pretty well. It also reminds me of that section because the way in which you bust down a door involves like a giant metal gyrosphere that has to be launched at it via magic. There we are. Yeah, like the actual combat section in like the escape from the clinic is, I always remembered it being rather short, which is I think part of the reason why I don't really remember. Emil made Tom do it. Finding more about Tom. So yeah, this is also part of the thing about what makes playing this level in particular difficult in a streaming environment, where you can't necessarily talk about the music, or play the music rather, is the fact that the music in this section kind of tells you the whole deal with what is going on with Tom and Barbara and everybody. And we'll get there.
That's
like,
what explaining it in post is for.
That's what the magic of editing is meant to, ooh, Bookhouse Boys. Yeah, that's what the editing is for. Honestly, any suspicious video game generosity, I would love it. I'm down for it. Please give me more. I need these items. I need them to function. Actually, literally. And there's quite a... This is so much.
Yeah.
Look at how much this is.
Many items.
Anything up here? I would imagine there's got to be something up here. Yeah, there is.
There's a manuscript page.
Tell me.
Watched as Wake's features sank. He was bullheaded, no doubt. Even lying on the bed, he'd almost broken Hartman's nose the second time. But with a little time, he could break Wake down, give him proper direction.
One for
Wake
each
was
nostril.
the most promising subject he'd had. Well, since Tom, really. Sleep well, Alan, Hartman whispered with a smile. Let me take care of you.
Oh.
He sniffed hard to clear his throbbing nose, swallowed blood, and barely tasted it.
No. Don't talk to me like you know me, Hartman. Barry? Barry Burton? Barely Barry? Yeah, touchdown, buddy. What's up?
Let's get out of here. Can you open this gate?
Maybe.
Barry.
Maybe?
Well, I slammed it shut when the nasty showed up, and the key fits kind of loose in the lock, so,
Uh-huh.
Barry! I'll
Yeah.
find it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, of course. It's a good thing they gave us that unlimited supply of revolver ammo.
Good thing.
It's a good thing that exists.
Hurry up, Barry.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
Come on now, shoot like you mean it.
That was a cool attempt at parkour there. No, sir. You go back. You go back where you came from.
Or so help me.
So help me, so help me. Who wants to have life fight with me in the audience?
I found it. I found it.
Do I hear Crow? I do hear Crow.
Remove Crow.
We need one less Crow in this scenario.
I found the key.
Oh, that's brilliant, Barry. Yeah!
That's awesome.
Please tell me we're headed for the nearest. You're Now leaving
It's the shop.
Falls. Come back soon sign.
We're going to the Anderson farm.
I knew you were gonna say something like that. You know what? You owe me big time for this. When this is through, if we make it, I don't care what anybody says, I'm done with darkness. You're gonna buy me a tanning bed as a gift, and I'm gonna live in it.
Could you imagine a version of this game where they got Jason Alexander or the guy who plays Newman?
Could you imagine?
Because I feel like they were pushing hard for it.
I'm crazy, but that's fine, Barry.
Also, that car like goes a hell of a lot faster than I would have expected by looking at it.
You are by far the craziest.
Most cars are faster than you would think.
Crazy stuff
Right.
like this. It helps. This is happening, Barry. Alice, they never had Alice.
Because on
She's
TV,
trapped in the darkness
if
of
you
the
want to get
Broadway
your
but
car
she's
to
not
stay in the
dead.
shot while people are
How can
talking,
you know that?
kind of
I
can't
know,
drive it
Barry.
more than 40 miles an hour
I know.
tops.
Listen, I can bring
Yeah.
her back. I can find her. There's something special about this place. The lake, it does something to the works of art created here. It makes them come true. But there's a catch. The dark presence, whatever that thing is, twists it to its own ends. That's why all of this is happening. It's using my manuscript to take over everything.
Al, I believe you.
It happened to Thomas Zane before, it happened to the Andersons.
I believe you. Crazy or not, you're not delusional. Weird shit's going down. That's a fact. I'm on board, man. I'm with you.
The Andersons knew about it, but they were
They
too
appreciate
far
that,
gone
Barry.
to tell me with all the drugs they were on. But they wrote it down. There's a message somewhere at their farm, Barry. You just need to find it. Look out!
So you know what I like about what just happened there?
What?
The way that it's framed and the way that the sound effect comes in makes it seem like rocks didn't hit the car. Like rocks came down, but it seems like the dark presence just literally shoved it.
It may have done.
The crash. Barry was nowhere to be seen.
We gotta find Barry.
You gotta find the light.
Barry! Oh, man, you're okay! Jeez, it's good to hear your voice! I was trying to get out of the car, but the ground gave way. Man, what a drop! Don't worry, your cutout is fine.
Forget that. Are you okay?
I hit some bushes, didn't get a scratch. There's no way you can climb down, though. It's like a sheer wall. Ah, Al, there's something moving down here!
Barry, it's a taken. Use a flare, Barry.
Yeah!
Barry, are you all right?
I'm good, Al. I'm great. Guess you never messed with anyone from New York City before, huh?
There it is. Copyright Central.
DMCA Central.
It's the RIAA farm. I don't know why they called it that.
I'm not staying here. It's suicide. I'm going to the farm. I'm gonna go ahead and secure the area. You can catch up. Don't worry about it. I'm on the case.
Think I can make that jump?
Rambo.
Fucking
This
no.
would turn into a
Me
disaster
either.
if I didn't catch up with Barry.
So yeah, the whole thing going on here with like the dark presence and the lake literally shifting works of art to be real, and then combine that with the nonsense going on with Dr. Hartman, who like explicitly goes out of his way to trap, ensnare, and take advantage of individual artists, is like the biggest nightmare possible.
You could say it's an American nightmare.
You could probably say that, yeah. Now they let us come down here, so we ought to go down here. Oh no, but we can't go too close. We start to see through the map.
Uh-oh.
Thank you.
When he stopped the car at the Anderson farm, Walter felt relieved. Oblivion was close at hand. The brothers wouldn't miss a jar of moonshine or two in the booby hatch. But then he saw the man on the porch, and he knew who it was. Driving for his life and knowing it was useless, he didn't realize he was crying until he couldn't see the road for the tears.
Poor Walter. Poor Alan. This is like the dumbest scenario possible, running into this tunnel with everything going on. And no weapon.
No, it's fine, see?
He wrote it to be fine.
No weapon and no light.
Oh boy. It's a good thing that all of these barriers exist in the environment for these items to get trapped on.
Yeah, you've got your good friends, Barry, Barrier, and Barriest.
Yeah, that's correct.
Shadows crawled over the gate. I needed a light to destroy them to get through.
Anything down this nightmare corridor? No. Just dark. What about up this nightmare corridor? There we go. Do a little parkour.
Agent Nightingale stared at the passed-out rider. The man was sleeping off one hell of a night. Nightingale felt a stab of envy at Wake's oblivion, but he had a job to do. He put the gun to Wake's head and almost became a murderer. His hand shook and his throat felt tight and dry. Biting his teeth, he tried again to pull the trigger. He lost the nerve. Wake stirred. Nightingale would have to settle for an arrest.
So he gets even worse.
He is just the worst.
He was literally going to murder us in the cutscene. Oh, that's awful.
I hoped there'd still be a working generator somewhere around here to power up the old lights by the gate.
There will be. There it is.
Narrative provenance.
There it be.
It has to be.
It has to be E. E is how you start it. Start it up. And then we go ahead and just do a quick one of these. Give me some of this. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I like that.
And we are all done. Exactly as long as we needed it.
I could sense the movement in the woods ahead. Facing the enemy without a weapon was dangerous, but I had no choice.
Well, luckily, we have the greatest weapon of all. The fleshlight.
Don't say that.
Trust no one in the dark. Not even yourself. It's just a...
Yo, especially not yourself.
No, not in this game. In fact, keep that in mind, maybe. I like the idea of that picture, but it's Alan Wake holding a flashlight up to Alan Wake's head.
Yeah.
That's true. Ow. Ooh. Oh, we don't need it.
I don't need it. I don't need it. I definitely don't need it. I need it!
Oh man, these guys are really coming out of the woodwork. The way that they just fly in from off frame is great. I love that. That's comedic. That's Futurama.
From the farm, headed in the same general direction as I was. For all I knew, it was Barry, caught in the consequences of leaping before looking.
I mean, you would only hope that Barry has access to a car again this quickly.
Right.
Heavy-duty flashlight. Why not dual-wield them?
Why not dual-wield them?
Flashlight akimbo. In fact, why not be like Zorro in One Piece and just grab another one and put it in your mouth? This is my flashlight style.
The car was heading for the cabin up ahead. It wasn't far. If it was Barry, I would see the damage soon.
Bye, Barry. Or not Barry. Bye, car. Nothing over here. Just a spooky fence.
Not like a regular fence.
Not unlike a regular fence, no. In fact, that one's even scarier because it's made of wood and thus less effective.
I'm trying to deliver each page to the right time and place. I'm trying to show you how the story goes.
I had seen glimpses of the light before. I had seen it in my dream. It was a strange spaceman or a diver in a bulky suit. He was the one who'd been placing the pages on my path. The dark presence followed the choreography laid out to it in the manuscript, growing stronger and stronger, moving like a storm from one scene of destruction to the next. But it was still bound to follow the story and change it to the place it came from. When the story reached the end it longed for, it would finally be free.
That's right. Alan might as well work for Shonen Jump to keep the story going forever. Regardless of how badly he wants for it to be over, the only safe thing is for it to continue.
That's how you keep the dark presence in chains. Watch out for bear traps.
Yeah, that's what they say when you first start writing for Shonen Jump Weekly. Watch out for bear traps.
There's a bunch of bear traps all around the office. You gotta look out for them.
No, we won't pay you. We have to pay the guy who makes all the bear traps. There's not enough left for you. You think bear traps grow on trees?
They do. The botanist is a close friend.
They grow on trees, but only if Alan writes it that way.
And that's why he has to work with Shonen Jump.
Unsteadily away from the clinic with the other patients.
To give the bear trap tree the ending that it wants.
That's correct. It's the only way to make sure it stops for good.
Tor and Odin were unafraid. Their eyes glinted with guile. They knew every secret path, and there was blood on their hands. They had fought these shades before.
Ah. This has been
There's another moment where the shoe kind of drops.
Yeah. Because the question is, like, the Andersons are... They're baked, and
Someone had left a gun
they've been
behind.
fighting,
Now
like...
I had a fighting chance of reaching the farm.
They've been fighting the Dark Presence for long enough that it's what's made them crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in and of themselves, they still know what's going on. Like, they may as well have devoted their entire personalities to just being like, hey, as a writer wrapped, or as an artist wrapped in this scenario who's had to deal with this, I understand. You're a good guy, Tom. They might as well be the only sane people around. Or at the very least, they're the only ones who are lucid in a way that matters, right?
Sanity is relative. Relative to our world, they're pretty nutso. But relative to the crazy shit that's going on right now, they're perfectly safe.
That's correct.
Hey, watch out for bear traps while you're shooting that guy.
That's a fairly good piece of advice, actually. How do you like that point blank? And we're pretty much out of everything. It's okay. Go ahead and double tap. Mash those buttons until you're back up at capacity.
Mash those buttons like you mean it. Behind you. Yeah, the game's got you.
Thanks, game.
It knows what's up.
What? It's okay. We got all this light. It doesn't matter. I want to say... I could be wrong about this, but I have a memory of playing this game and having, like, standing in one of those cones of light and having taken,
Hello?
like, just
Anybody
outside
here?
and their eyes are, like, watching you.
Barry!
Hmm.
No! Danny, you're not! Please!
Oh, shit.
What are you? No! Don't! I'm sorry!
It's alright. I'm sure that guy's fine. It's more important that we grab this coffee.
That's priority 1.
Also, that fridge is surprisingly fucked up for somebody who lives here.
It's well aged. It has personality and character.
It is a vintage fridge.
Just one.
Just one.
I know you. You were in jail the other day.
I went to the farm again for the moonshine, you know? It makes you see. They're not gonna miss it. They're in the loony bin. My buddy, Danny, I lost him. Something's gone wrong with him. It's not him.
That's unfortunate.
Like
You're not gonna
real
need one of these, though.
bad follow-up to a real good movie. The best friend's suddenly the bad guy. Who wrote this crap anyway?
I don't know, man. Some asshole. Some totally garbage, hackneyed, best-selling New York-based author.
That's the one. Just in case you weren't sure.
I've run through every possible course in my head. If I continue like the Dark Presence wants me to, the story I'm writing won't save Alice. It's a horror story, and it's going to kill her, and me, and everybody in this town. No one will survive.
And probably the world.
Darkness will consume
Oh, yes.
everything. This is what it's wanted all
There are no
along.
barriers
It
to
will be
this
free,
thing.
Unstoppable.
And certainly no barriers.
Or Barry Moore's, for that matter.
Release her. I'm going to change this. I'll escape.
Like, as far as we know,
Into the story. I'm now the protagonist.
like, the context of the story is the one and only binding factor.
Bound by the events of the story just as much as anyone else who's been woven into it. The story must stay true for this to work. There have to be victims along the way, near escapes, cliffhangers. In a horror story, it can't be certain that the hero will succeed or even survive. He almost has to die. I'll write my own escape into the story next. I need help. Zane's going to be the one who'll help me. I'll make it happen.
And there you go.
The bold move of the author's self-insert. It's the only way.
The only way we can stop the Dark Presence from taking over the entirety of the world is to write in ourselves as a Mary Sue. Fuck you. I'll keep a goat if I want to. You can't tell me what I can and can't do.
Danny, huh?
You can't tell Dracula how to eat.
Dracula hate peanut butter.
The farm was still a good distance away. I'd need a car to get there fast.
Like this car to get there
If Barry
fast.
wasn't up here, he was probably in trouble down at the farm. For a moment, I felt bad for doubting it. After all, I made it this far myself. But
Yeah, initial D.
Barry.
God, that drift is so good.
Initial B, where B stands for Barry.
That's correct. Ooh, what's this up here? We have a little lookout.
Ooh, a piece of candy.
A large piece of candy. And a much cooler car that we're gonna take for the way back down.
Oh, totally. No doubt.
Fuck this car. My powder blue Nissan Stanza. Hey, radio.
Well, as I'm sure everyone's noticed, that storm we all felt coming is finally here. The boys at the Weather Service reckon it'll last until morning at the very least. Pertaining to that, let me read that missing persons alert again. The Sheriff's Department's still looking for a Caucasian woman, 30 years old, slim and blonde with blue eyes. She may be lost in the woods, and it's possible she's been injured in a car accident. If you see her, please make sure you get her indoors and call the sheriff. It's bad weather to be caught out in, so if you see someone in the area who maybe looks a little confused...
Pat Main is maybe the only person other than Alan that seems to be aware and care that Alice is gone. Except Barry, of course, but like within the context of Bright Falls, he's actually helping.
Yeah?
Well, you guys gotta come in through here, so...
Your options are severely limited, my friends.
This was a terrible idea. What was your plan? Don't ever let me catch you around these radios again. Their plan was to catch us in the middle of listening to whatever music was on there, so that we couldn't leave in time. That was
their plan was to get us copyright claimed.
That's correct. Oh boy, and let me tell you, Twitch has been
there have been escalations.
Twitch has been doing that. Twitch has been doing that to their own platform. They put out a statement, I think yesterday, and then amended it today, that was essentially amounted to, it's your fault, read the EULA if you think that a game might have copyrighted content. We refuse to do anything about it. Let's educate you on why you should read the EULA. And to that I say, that's dumb. You cannot reasonably expect people to read the end-user license agreement to literally every game they play on the like the assumption that a game may or may not have copyrighted content. Like that's
man, that thing is just going for it.
And you know what's more? The idea that end-user license agreements are not legally binding. Like, they do not hold up in a court of law.
They're not, and they don't.
Pretty much especially for the reason of, have you seen these things? You can write whatever you want, and you cannot reasonably expect anyone or everyone to actually read through all
used
of
to be
this.
some kind of rock stars, but it hadn't really sunk in until I saw the stage.
No, the copyright stage.
That's right. I hope you're ready for the fucking coolest part of this whole game.
God damn.
Yeah, boy.
So this is it. This is the part of Alan Wake that makes it so notoriously difficult to do in any kind of video coverage format. Yeah, so while we can't necessarily play the music that's going on right now, the song in question is Children of the Elder God by the Old Gods of Asgard / Poets of the Fall. And while we can't play the music directly, I would like to take a moment to kind of just talk about where you can find each of the Poets of the Fall songs in the Remedy games that apply to them, because there are a number of them. First of all, we have Late Goodbye in Max Payne 2, which is all over that game. I can think of at least 3 separate instances. We talked about that a little bit earlier, but it serves as the end credits more than anything, and later gets referenced in Alan Wake Chapter 2, as you saw earlier when we were reading that bit of the Max Casey novel. There's also, in Alan Wake, there's quite a few of them. We have War, which was playing on that little radio broadcast that Pat Main was putting out while we were doing that combat encounter not too long ago in the little warehouse area. Children of the Elder God, of course, is here. It's awesome. It's great. If you like classic Ozzy Osbourne. If you are into like hair metal from the late 70s, early 80s, it is fashioned after that. It's a pretty damn good song. I like it a lot. It's very cheesy, but the lyrics have a lot of actual significance to this part, which is kind of annoying that we can't put it in there. The Poet and the Muse is a similar situation in which that plays towards the end of this episode, but kind of tells the story of Thomas Zane and Barbara Jagger as it happened back in the day. And the lyrics for that one are pretty straightforward. Like, narratively, it serves a purpose of just straight up, hey, here is Alan's mission, here's your mission as the player, go do it. This is your call to action, right? In addition to that, we also have Balance Slays the Demon, which is a similar to Children of the Elder Gods style Old Gods of Asgard, song, which plays during Alan Wake's American Nightmare. I'm gonna have to do something like this for that too. Oh joy. And the Happy Song, which also plays during Alan Wake's American Nightmare. Man, American Nightmare is big on the music too. There are also 2 tracks in Control. Take Control, which is, it plays towards the end of the game during a particularly lengthy combat encounter. Sound familiar? And also My Dark Disquiet, which plays in that room that at this point we've already seen live. And as we're wrapping up here, I just want to... I'll leave a transcript of the lyrics for Children of the Elder God on screen for this section, just so that you can kind of peruse them and take a look for yourself, because, hey, it all matters. See you on the other side, everybody. There we go. Yeah! You know what that is right there?
Narrative provenance?
No.
Right Falls, rock
that
and
right
roll
there
capital of America.
is the symbolic representation of what's going to happen to the Twitch VOD as soon as I'm done downloading it.
Yeah.
Just fucking bursts into flames. Let's go ahead and grab as much of this stuff as we can. What an incredibly cool sequence. And, yeah, we already got our shotgun.
Hey, Al! This way to the farm!
And, like, so Remedy loves to do this thing where music matters in their games, and Alan Wake is probably the one that does it the most, where you genuinely learn some critical plot details from the lyrics of songs, whether you're listening to them in the moment or slightly after the fact. And
See, bestseller, no reason to worry. Your cutout's good as new, right where I left it. I'll come back for it once we have the place secured.
Why?
Yeah, that's been my biggest worry all this time. We need to get this thing moved out of the way.
This is as far as I got before they ambushed me.
So yeah, Alan Wake is the one of their games that does that the absolute most, because it does it with like 2 or 3 different songs. And this is not the last moment in which there's like a musical sequence either. There's a radio that you can get later on that happens in like a enclosed combat arena. Whoop.
Hey, I think Alan Wake here has something to say. What's that, Al?
Ooh, I'm Alan Wake. I'm always right about everything. And if I don't get my way, I'll shove all day. It makes me very attractive and mysterious. Right now, I'm just standing here because I need my best friend Barry to carry me. But that's okay. I can just take him for granted.
Barry.
There's a focus prompt.
I know.
You could have zoomed
An
in.
imitation of Barry Wheeler?
I like it
No?
more like this.
Thought so.
His voice carried all the way up here just fine. We need to go back down.
But I really wanted to see the dramatic camera angle.
We can reload. We can do that.
We have the power.
I don't mind. We can reload if you want.
No, it's fine.
Okay. You sure?
It's okay. Because what if it puts us back before the stage for some reason?
I'm okay with that too.
You're okay with it now, but not later when you'll have to edit it out twice.
It's fine. I love this. I was trying to do this with Alice earlier and it wasn't working, but Barry's got a defense against it.
He's got a defense.
Is that a manuscript page I spy off in the distance? Yes, it is. We need to go grab that. Alan is winded after all of that combat. After all of that Finnish rock. What do we got?
Deputy Mulligan tuned Thornton's chatter out. He didn't think riders were particularly useful people, and a huge manhunt for one struck him as idiotic. Certainly not worth the missed opportunity for coffee and pie. It wasn't even clear what the man had done, except run from them at the trailer park. Mulligan knew he wasn't alone. The sheriff's patience with the Fed was running out.
Nobody likes Nightingale at all.
Nobody.
Like, all he does is strong-arm his way into the small town, and literally everybody's like, why are you shooting everybody? What's up with all these cars? Everybody... Like, Deerfest is right around the corner, okay? Can we just go back to normal? Why are you even trying to kill this writer? I was really hoping Alan would just kick this into dust.
Wow.
God, Deerfest sounds like the lamest, most podunk thing ever.
Shut up.
Look at all this stuff.
Deerfest is right around the corner.
I will not be silenced.
And this from the guy who learned about Ozzy Osbourne through reality TV?
Ooh.
Sleep. We all spend a third of our dreams in its soft embrace, somewhere between fantasy and
Hey,
oblivion.
remember when I got you that gig?
But
Your
dreams
first
have a
real
way of
writing
forcing
job. What got you
themselves into
started?
real life.
Was this one of your
Vice
episodes?
versa.
Nah, it's one of the other ones.
Tonight's episode, The Dream of Dreams.
That's by someone else.
We join Mr. Jones as he explores the endless dreamscape, only to be brought to a sudden stop by a decidedly mundane situation. A long line of people.
Hey, Jones, right?
There's nothing more horrifying than a group of people.
Oh, wow. Who's that? You don't know him? What are you, new? He's the guy dreaming us. Well, not just us. He dreams everything. All of this.
But wait, no. I'm the one who's dreaming. I'm asleep. Isn't this my dream?
Oh, yeah. Sure. Get real, pal. You're just another dream. I'm a dream. You're a dream. The weirdo in the diving suit is a dream. And the girl made of smiles and sunshine is definitely a dream.
But I'm pretty sure I'm dreaming this.
Well, maybe you're a really confused dream. What am I, a shrink? All I know is I'm going with the smart guys, and they say that's the guy doing the dreaming. Right there.
I don't know what that means.
It means we keep him happy. No sudden falls. We make sure he has his clothes on when he goes out in public. No chases where the monster is nipping at his heels and he runs like crazy, but his legs don't seem to get him anywhere. None of that. Because if he wakes up in a cold sweat...
You die in the game, you die for real.
Precisely. So we wait till he wants to move on. Keep things nice and calm.
You shut the game off, everyone dies.
Hey, something's happening here.
Yeah? What's that?
What? Can't you hear that?
Oh, God help us, it's an alarm clock. Oh, it's you, isn't it? Please, man, I got a wife and kids. Please don't wait.
Damn. That's horrifying. I always found the prospect of, like, shared dreams to be really interesting. And also the idea of being a character who's trapped in a dream is kind of tragic. Especially if you're aware of the fact that it's happening. Grab me some of these. What's this? Grab me one of those.
Grab that ammo for the weapon you don't have.
That's right. We might get it at some point.
You passed it earlier.
That's true. We didn't need it then, and we don't need it now. But we might need it later.
Narrative provenance and all that.
I also
Did you know that that's the word of the day? Shotgun ammo. You passed it.
That's true. No, we're full up on shotgun ammo. I tried grabbing it when we first watched the TV show.
Full up on shotgun ammo. That's a new one.
I believe so.
It's 1976. Madness reigns at the Anderson farm. Contrary to all logic, the headiest ingredient of their moonshine is unfiltered water from Cauldron Lake. The Andersons feel like gods. Odin can't stop laughing. He contemplates cutting his eye out. Tor runs across the field, naked, shrieking, hammer in his hand, trying to catch lightning. Their songs have power. Something ancient is stirring in the depths, coming back.
That's really cool to me. The idea that, like, the lake itself is
The
somehow a
Viking boat
living
looked
entity.
imposing, almost like a battering ram.
A battering ram, you say?
Yeah! Yeah, time for violence. Yeah!
It was the only way. And check this out. Tour dates, of course. See, these guys are cool. They came to two different cities in Florida. Usually people don't come to Florida because it sucks to try and play here. You remember Swissgar didn't like playing in Florida because it made his hands too clammy.
Yep.
Fucking sucks. Occasionally we'll get somebody cool, but for the most part, a lot of bands really just decide to come down to, like, Georgia at the most. And there are some bands...
It's almost as if Florida fucking sucks.
Yeah. Almost, huh? Now, there are some bands that I would absolutely go to, like, Savannah, Georgia to check out, but every band, it's a bit much. And especially because, like, yeah, you see, we're full up.
Yeah, you're full up.
Especially because Florida is such a tourist destination. Like, literally, Florida makes all of its money on tourism. You would think that more bands would be able to come here, but alas.
You would think less people would go to Florida.
You would think less people would go to Florida. How about this? How about I give you one of those?
That's what you get.
And that's what you get for touching that.
I think we can make it through here, Al!
Sounds good to me, Barry. I mentioned before that if you touch one of those things, you get very hurt. Well,
yeah.
I mentioned and I jumped into one. You can also lead the Taken into those, and it will do the same thing to them. It'll just blow them up. In fact, we might as well try that. Come on. Oh, there's quite a few of them, too. Here. Doesn't feel so good having junk thrown at you, does it? It's almost like you shouldn't do that. It's rude.
It's quite rude.
Don't you hate it when your car just spasms erratically in midair?
I can't say I'm a fan.
For like minutes on end.
And the only way to deal with it is you gotta shine a flashlight on it, and then you gotta buy batteries, and then the car explodes and you gotta buy a new car. And it's just a hassle for all parties involved.
People look at you like you're the problem. Like, what are you doing in the year 2020 buying batteries? And I'm like, I've got a flashlight. And they're like, what is a flashlight? Do you mean a torch?
Wow!
Those geezers had quite a production going on. Ooh, you know what, Al? If we make it through this alive, I'm gonna start representing them. Yep, sell this stuff online, maybe get a reality show going, release a new single.
You do that, Barry.
Good luck with that, pal.
Hey, you find us a way out of here, okay? I'm gonna take a closer look at this stuff.
No big dust plume this time.
Not this time.
Not quite, you Washak.
Be careful, Al!
No.
What if I don't wanna?
I refuse to be careful. I don't.
You should probably start using the shotgun, since they're giving you all this ammo for it.
Yeah, probably, huh? Oof. Don't like that sound. Whoop.
I'm good. Keep your eyes open, okay?
Don't worry, Barry. If you hear gunshots in this game, it probably means I'm winning, because they can't use guns.
Could you imagine, though? It would be Resident Evil 5 all over again.
I can imagine them using guns. In fact, I want you to keep that in mind for later.
Oh, no.
Yeah. But unlike...
Excuse me for one moment, I will be right back.
No worries. Unlike Resident Evil 6, it actually makes sense when they do it.
As you regular listeners know, I tend to work through the night, but I'm not the only one. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton are taking a couple of moments off their busy schedule to join me here in the studio. Boys, how busy are you now? Deerfest is almost here, isn't it? I bet
Hell
that
yeah,
keeps you in
Deerfest.
business.
Pretty busy, yeah. Actually, Pat, we've been real busy with other stuff, which concerns an ongoing investigation. We can't talk about that, Thornton. I wasn't gonna say anything. I was just saying we got, you know, other irons to fry.
And how would you compare your workload to last year's? Things have seemed relatively peaceful to me, but people do tend to
That
get
kind
a
of sounds
little
like a
wild this time
Harry
of year.
Shearer.
Oh, it's wild, Pat. It's pretty wild. There's been all sorts of trouble this year. Vandalism, fighting, public disturbances. A lot of people gone missing, too. Yeah, it's pretty much the usual stuff, Pat. Just, you know, a lot more of it.
Now, is it just me, or does Deerfest get wilder every year? People seem to be more drunk, at least, or they start earlier and younger.
Oh, it's definitely not just you, Pat, but... Definitely, Pat. Hey, I'm talking here, Thornton. Oh, shoot, I lost my train of thought.
Not just me.
Oh, yeah, it's wilder, Pat, but actually most of the trouble seems to be coming from grown men. People who ought to know better, you know? Kids are doing fine this year.
Well, that's nice to hear at least. Boys, I want to thank you for stopping by. I'll let you get back to your patrol.
Sure thing, Pat. Yeah, sure thing, Pat.
Pat Maine, still holding it down. He's the voice in the darkness for us. Ooh, and of course, gets more power. And some more batteries would be good. But we can't hold any, so that's fine.
I could see the building that had to be the Andersons' home on the other side of the field. It wasn't far now. I wasn't worried about trusting the ramblings of two burned-out geriatric wrecks. They had the goods.
Jeez. That's a bit harsh. Nice. Alan could have probably gone like pro, some form of sport or another. He could have done soccer, you know? Imagine with a kick like that, you could probably make some money. Sell yourself out as some sort of an amusement park attraction. Oh jeez. Oh no. It's really popping off now. Get ready for one of the more intense combat sequences in this game, I guess. Just you? like it's just you. Just you, me, and this combat sequence they've built between us. Come on, buddy. Ah, yes, the power of a pump action. They were nice enough to leave us all these little goodies around the map, so we might as well pick those up too.
What'd I miss?
We defeated a harvester.
Cool.
We might as well take a look over at Valhalla over here.
Might as well.
If we can get this open. Not yet.
Not allowed.
They shone a light on it, so I thought maybe we could, but that's later. That's okay. Barry will help us. Barry's pretty much the man with the plan in this scenario.
As he often is.
He's been coming through quite a bit. That's probably my favorite thing about his character is, like, he's the goofy sidekick, but at the same time, he is extremely competent for the scenario. Like, he's coming up with things. He's actually doing it.
He's putting the work in instead of just being completely useless comic relief.
Yes.
No, that totally opened. What are you doing?
Al? Is that you out there, buddy?
Well, Barry's over here, so we gotta talk to him.
I'll try to find a key to get the door open.
Shocker, you're gonna have to go back the way you came.
Oh no. Why would they do this to me? Grab me one of these.
Hold up. Come on, this place is all dusty. You know I got my allergies.
Don't worry, Barry. It's all gonna be okay. We'll help you out in a moment.
Come on, Al, open the door already. Seriously, I don't like it in here.
Well, I don't like it out here, but you don't hear me complaining.
Hey, let's go, man.
Maybe grab us some of that fabled Cauldron Lake moonshine.
I think we're gonna have to work together to open this gate, Al.
That's fine.
Pretty heavy. Ah! Hey, I think that's the farm on the other side of the field. We're almost there. This farm is a crazy
I feel like they
place of
knew.
crazy people.
They knew.
You should feel right at home then.
I would love for you to be able to interrupt him by running up and kicking it, and they just swing open. You know what I mean?
Come on, one more gate. Let's do this thing.
That's great. I love that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's a Resident Evil 4 GameCube controller stuck in that tree.
That's right.
Why'd they put that there? Old gods know the truth. Is there something around the back of their house? I feel like there was. Maybe not. Maybe just like longboarding. I forget what the term for that is. When they the boarding that they make for longhouses. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I do not know the word.
It's okay. We've got these shields to instead look at and pretend like we know what we're talking about.
Hey, I know what I'm talking about when I say that they're pretty cool shields.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And, of course...
That is a claim I can make bereft of any ignorance.
This is the album art that I think...
This place looks kind of lived in. I thought the Andersons were in the booby hatch.
Yeah, I don't think they keep too close an eye on them at the clinic. They
Ooh,
seem to slip
Barry.
away a lot so they can get wasted.
No kidding. Those guys sound awesome.
Right?
So, Old Gods of Asgard, of course, the false name for the for Poets of the Fall. And apparently they went gold, which is fucking excellent. But I feel like there was a time where you could buy that single and it had that art on it. I could be wrong, but I seem to remember having that art on an MP3 player at some point. Nothing in here. I just love the amount of art that they put out there for, like...
Come on, Al, let's get the lights on, huh?
This isn't even a different album. In the Valley of My Shadow is the same album as the one that was over there.
The power downstairs was out, but I was sure I could fix that at the fuse box. The power downstairs was out, but I was sure I could fix that at the fuse box.
Let's go
The
find
power downstairs was out, but I'm sure I could fix it with repeating dialogue.
Nikki's never coming back. Old gods know the truth.
No, downstairs, I say.
The door to the room was closed, but I was sure that I could kick it open. With my massive calves.
They're like footballs, these calves.
Again, Alice's screams rang in the stillness of the night. I saw myself run toward the cabin, flashlight in my hand. I followed my past self. I was an out-of-body observer, a time traveler in a crazy drunken dream. This was the beginning. The night Alice had disappeared. The mystery of what had happened during the missing week was about to reveal itself.
Well, okay. We're coming to a climactic moment here. Also, I don't know if you can hear it, but I can hear it in these headphones. It's like something you can hear a breathing in
Yeah, I totally heard that.
like the left channel. Also, the idea that you would leave a flying V just out here is fucking nuts to me. Like, obviously this is here for the player to run into, but the two of those guitars here just left is fucking crazy. There is no way that this place would not have been broken into and those things still, like, let alone this, right? Like, that shit's gone.
Mm-hmm.
There's that breathing again. Barry, is that you? Are you just breathing into your mouth, into your hands to make us afraid? God, where was the fuse box?
Wait, did I see a door just now on that broad side of the house?
I don't know, did you? No.
There's something there. Oh, it's just boards.
It's just boredom, but not in the way that you would think. Boredom. Merriam-Webster's dictionary defines it as the presence of bored and boarding.
That's right.
And nobody can tell me that's wrong. Well, this is just a bat room. Fuse box. I know I'm going insane. There are no cords lying about.
The thing he says to go up. Maybe it is on the top floor.
Maybe. I guess we probably didn't check all of those doors, huh? How about this one at the far end? Yeah, okay. Just football tackle it open, that's fine. Moonshine. Ah, there we go. Big green blinking light. And here comes more VOD mute. With the night.
Can you hear that, Al? Music?
I can.
Of course. We need to find where it's coming from. That's the message the Andersons talk about. That's the whole reason we're here.
Lady of the Light? Oh, that's gotta be what's-her-face, the crazy lamp lady from the town.
The log lady, that's correct.
Right. Must be.
You will lead the witches tavern king. It's our ancient destiny.
Okay.
We need to find Cynthia Weaver. We'll stay here for the night and head back to town as soon as it gets light.
Hey, Al. Lots of hours before dawn. Might as well get some rest. And by rest, I mean drunk.
Come on, Barry, this is... Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
I like the idea that he wrote that into the story. Like, yeah, I'm probably gonna need this at some point.
Right?
This is the point at which we need a breather in the script.
No matter what, ever, Al. Sure, like a brother.
I'm a writer, God damn it.
Correct.
If I just wanted to, I could write 10 books a year. And they'd be the best books that year.
No, you couldn't.
That's right, I couldn't. But I could, because I'm a writer.
What? What do they put in this stuff? I feel like my brain is coming out of my nose. I'm gonna get the recipe off those coots and be a booze millionaire.
I just miss her, Barry. I just want her here with me.
I know, Al. I know. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna make it okay.
The cutout's still there. No.
I like the detail that Alan's got his wedding ring. I'm actually kind of surprised to see that in a 360 game.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh boy. So welcome back to part 1 of our stream of Alan Wake.
Alice, I'm coming. It's all right. I'm coming. It was a crazy drunken dream, and yet it was more than that. It was the truth.
Hey, thank you for following, Zazzle. Good to have you.
I was there.
Welcome to
out-of-body observer.
Alan Wake.
This was the night Alice and I had arrived at Bright Falls, the night Alice had disappeared. I had a chance to find out what had happened.
So I like that the camera in this section is like completely divorced from Alan.
Alice?
Alice!
Like it's clearly an out-of-body experience taken quite literally, right?
Yep.
I remembered thinking, I caught a glimpse of her
This is how it all happened.
Sinking into the darkness. Diving after her was the last vague memory I had of that night. After that, the next thing I could remember was waking up behind the wheel of the crash car and finding the first pages of the manuscript. I couldn't find her in all that blackness. I must have thought she drowned.
So it's clearer in this cutscene, more so than almost any other in the game, is just like
Alice.
The inky blackness of the lake
so she had me.
Might as well just straight up be ink.
And isn't that serendipitous in its own way?
Right. And then you think back to like all of the spots of darkness that have been all over the game, and what does it look like? It looks like ink.
Looks like this.
Drown after all. Maybe she's inside.
Alice!
Yes.
God, all of these developers putting their backtracking in games to pad out the way. What is this, Metal Gear Solid 1?
The dark presence had touched me. She had dug her nails into my brain and used me. Made me her puppet.
Jokes aside, this is a really good sequence.
She must be here somewhere. Maybe upstairs in the study.
Alice!
Yes, that's where she is. You can apologize.
Alice!
You'll laugh at the whole thing together and put it behind you.
Could you imagine they do like the PT thing, and they come out with an Alan Wake 2 and sections of it are in first person?
Alice?
Yeah.
She's not here. You were foolish to think so. No, she's dead. She drowned.
No, no, no!
It's your fault your wife is dead. You are guilty. All she wanted was to help you right. You killed her.
Very
hush.
Silent Hill,
Still hope.
this moment.
Cauldron Lake is a special place. Here, you have the power to change things.
I think the one thing that I don't like about this sequence is literally just this. Like, I feel like it's clear enough without Barbara having to push it quite so directly, you know what I mean?
The story will come true, and all will be well again.
I feel like if you had
she had
this
Alice,
like paragraph of
was
hers
the ransom for her.
just not be there, I feel like it would be strong. I feel like she would be scarier without this little monologue.
Maybe so.
Yes. All right. I'll fix it. I'll bring her back.
That's probably the best one in the whole game.
I wrote it. I remembered it all now. In the dark, I'd written for days, a week, almost a complete manuscript of a novel entitled Departure. Jagger had been my editor, whispering in my ear, making sure that the unfolding story would make her more and more powerful. I thought I was saving Alice. Even with the cobweb she put in my head, some part of me had been aware enough to write my escape into the story, to bring a light into the cabin to release me before I could finish. To interrupt the horror story before the ending, where darkness consumed everything.
There's that carousel horse zipping in and around dimensions and trampling agents.
But I had written him into the story, and his light had been enough to set me free.
It isn't here now. I'm here because it was written.
Oh shit!
I would like to set you free. You must hurry. It will know I'm here. It will be back soon. It stole the skin of my wife a long time ago. She looks so old.
I love the big diving suit.
Right. And of course, it doesn't matter what Thomas Zane looks like. He looks like light.
My mind consumed by darkness and fear.
He looks like a diving suit.
The original Big Daddy.
That's right. Even though this game came out in 2008.
Yeah, that's right. The original Big Daddy.
The week spent in the cabin had taken its toll. I was barely conscious.
Crazy, this game came out a full 10 years before the first BioShock.
It had to have cost Zane terribly, thrown him even deeper into whatever dark place he now haunted. But he had managed to weaken the dark presence, kept me safe that night.
Well, relatively speaking.
Hey, it's like I said earlier, sanity is all relative.
And you know what? I'll say this about this game too. Like, for as...
I wrote it. It's my fault.
That's right, James Joyce. It's your fault, and you're gonna pay for it.
Oh, you fucking... And we got a VOD mute. Welcome back, Poets of Fall. Hello, everyone. If you're watching this, that means you've made it to the very ending with some extra content. So thank you very much for watching, for one thing. And for two, we have two different things to jump into here. One, while we're still talking about the music for this section, I also wanted to point out that I did miss a Poets of the Fall track in a Remedy game during our Children of the Elder God sequence narration bit there, which is the track Can You Hear Me, which plays during the end credits for Death Rally. On top of that, thanks to YouTube user Caliber in all caps, and I will leave a credit here in the show notes for anybody who wants to check it out after the fact. There is an additional Easter egg in Chapter 4 in Hartman's office when you, or Hartman's lodge rather, you can read a QR code in the main room that takes you to a phone number, which once upon a time you used to be able to dial, and it would give you Hartman's clinic, like phone messaging system info. So, check that out, and we're going to play that now.
Hello, you have reached Dr. Emil Hartman. I regret that I cannot take your call at this moment. If you are a reporter calling about the creator's dilemma, please note that I will be glad to talk to you, but interview requests should go through my office. If you are an artist facing creative challenges, please leave your name and contact information. My clinic here at Cauldron Lake Lodge specializes in helping creators overcome the obstacles that stand between them and their true potential, and we are at your disposal. We will help you unlock your true potential and face whatever demons are keeping you from achieving your deepest and greatest dreams. Have a fantastic day.
And once again, thank you to YouTube user Caliber for that audio. And we will see you guys in the next one. Take it easy, everyone.